We're joined now by New Jersey's Governor Phil Murphy. Governor, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
As you well know, New Jersey was one of the hardest hit states early in the outbreak. How concerned are you that your state, this region, is at a tipping point right now?
I would say very concerned, Savannah. Our numbers have gone up dramatically, whether it's new cases, hospitalizations, our positivity rate, everything is going in the wrong direction. And as you well know, we paid an enormous toll. Our folks came together, did an extraordinary job, but this second wave is without question upon us, which is why we're taking the steps we're taking today.
What do you attribute this uptick to? Is it simply the cooler temperatures, or do you think people are, for lack of a better way of looking at it, kind of suffering from COVID fatigue, kind of letting down their guard a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's both. Clearly, the colder weather means we're doing more of our lives inside, and the virus wants us to do that, unfortunately. But there's no question there's fatigue, and there's also no question the vaccine news is real. So this is not a forever and for always. We've got sort of 4 to 6 months, it seems to us, to sprint through this, to push back on that fatigue, and that's what we have to plead with people to do right now. Don't let your hair down, even when you're in your own home, even when you're celebrating holidays with your loved ones.
You've ordered those new restrictions we just talked about in the piece, including the closing of indoor dining starting at 10 o'clock. Can you explain the rationale for that restriction?
Yeah, what we were seeing happen, not in every case, Savannah, but in too many cases, restaurants were morphing as the night went on, not in name, but in substance, into clubs, into lounges. People were just letting their guard down, particularly in and around bars. We had a lot of bartenders come back testing COVID positive. So we've said, listen, you can't have bar seating. You got to shut your indoor activity at 10 o'clock. Outside is great, no problem. Takeout, delivery, no problem. But it's inside as the night wears on. There was a particular trend of folks just letting their guard down, which we cannot allow.
You've said this is not a lockdown. You're just tweaking at the edges, the parameters here. Nobody wants a lockdown. Nobody wants to go back to that place. But if we are at a tipping point, as you say, is it enough? Should more be done to kind of hold off what might be coming?
We will see. I mean, as I mentioned at the outset, a lot of the transmission is in private settings. So where we can enforce compliance in restaurants, in bars, in interstate sports, which is another area that we're prohibiting, we will take those steps. As it relates to your private setting, we just have to plead with people to not let their guard down, to keep their gatherings as small as possible, and to keep fighting this.
Disturbingly, the positivity rate from the tests that are coming back in New Jersey are on the rise. So it's not just more testing, it's more cases, more people getting sick. What's your red line? What is the number or the metric you're using to determine whether more serious steps need to be taken?
You're absolutely right in terms of your premise. We are testing among the highest per capita of any state, but our positivity rates are up dramatically. So it's both community spread and more testing. I would say there's not one single red line, Savannah, but the numbers are going in a direction. You know, we've got 3,000 to 3,800 cases a day. Our peak was 4,300 in the spring. We've got 1,500 people in the hospital. Peak was 8,300. Sadly, with the heaviest of hearts, we keep losing people. I'd say there's no one red line, but we're getting into a neighborhood that is extremely concerning.
And in the few seconds I have left, there were rumors flying around New Jersey yesterday that schools were closing down and going to go all virtual. Can you clear that up?
Yeah, that's not the case. At least one of our kids was happy to see that, but that's not the case. That's something that could happen. But at the moment, back to school, 2 months in, has worked quite well. So far, so good.
All right. New Jersey's Governor Phil Murphy, thanks for your time this morning, sir. Appreciate it.